BDSD.
Mother dear.
All right, and at 6:30, today is July 9th, 6:30, and I call the Board of Selectmen meeting to order, and we're gonna start with your allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Doing June 11th minutes. Is there any discussion on those, or do we have a motion to approve?
So moved,
Second.
We have a motion and a second, no discussion. I'm going to abstain from voting since I wasn't present. And let's have you vote.
Oh, we don't need to do roll call now. We just did a regular vote.
All right, community relations.
So we need a vote.
Yeah, we do.
Just aye.
Yeah.
Yeah. 301.
3 ayes. All right.
State Representative John Marcy will hold an office hours at Town Hall Meeting Room number 1 on Tuesday, July 16th, and that's from 5:30 to 6:30. The real estate and personal property bills are due August 1st, 2024. If you haven't received the bill, please call the Treasurer's Collector's Office, and that number is 508-248-2200, or just stop by the office. Summer reading has begun at the Charlton Public Library. Our summer reading program runs from June 17th through August 2nd. All ages are encouraged to stop by the library and sign up. There are great incentives, programs, and resources to everyone. This one is important. There is one full member opening on the planning board and one alternate member opening. The planning board is responsible for guiding and reviewing matters related to the physical growth and development being governed by federal and state statutes, local zoning bylaws, subdivision rules and regulations. The board also administers the Scenic Roads Act. Anyone interested should submit a talent bank form to mary.devlin@towncharlton.net. And that's no later than July 15th, 2024. And those talent bank forms are online. Right, Mary? Yes. Just checking. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Is there anybody here for open forum? See anybody? Moving on to appointment and resignations.
Right, our first appointment is for the position of cemetery facilities laborer. 12 applications were received for the cemetery facilities laborer position, and interviewed were offered to 8 candidates, which were held by Lynn Dyer, Human Resources Director, and Jim Burlingame, Cemetery Facilities Director. The recommendation is to appoint Owen Myers as the cemetery facilities laborer with a start date of July 8th, 2024. The board was previously asked to sign his appointment letter prior to tonight's meeting, so all requirements for him to start would be completed prior to his start. So tonight you're asked to reaffirm his appointment.
Motion? Yep, so moved. And Mr. Myers, welcome to the show.
Welcome. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, motion and second. Any discussion? No.
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous.
Next appointment is for town council. With the retirement of attorney Jim Cosgrove, we put out a RFP for legal services. 3 proposals were received from Brothers Brazilian LLP, KP Law, and the law office of Robert Hennigan. After review of the proposals, I would recommend the board appoint the law office of Robert Hennigan as town council, as he's the most advantageous candidate to be selected as the successor to Attorney Cosgrove. And Attorney Hennigan is here tonight. You have any questions?
Good evening. First, thank you for giving me the opportunity, if you so choose, to serve the town of Auburn, town of Oxford. I do serve the town of Auburn, excuse me, to serve the town of Charlton, and serve in a place where I enjoy municipal law, and I've been involved in municipal law for over 40 years of my career. However, I'm grateful for the use of the word Andrew, to succeed Jim Cosgrove, because you don't replace Jim Cosgrove. Jim Cosgrove has been a friend. I've known Jim for years. He's a very, very good lawyer. He is a tough act to follow. I would be pleased to serve as a successor to him if you so choose. I would look forward to working with you in those capacities. And Jim isn't around. Jim's office is actually one floor above my office, so I have made sure he's not going anywhere. And I would be certainly feel free to call him and get his expertise on certain areas. But where you sort of choose to engage me, I would be very grateful, and I would enjoy the opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, through you.
Yes.
So, Mr. Hannigan, your CV is very impressive from your, so I'm especially impressed with your land use knowledge. That obviously, as Charlton continues to grow over the next X amount of years, that's going to become even more paramount between zoning interpretations as well as just overall subdivision growth. So they're very happy to see that, but also seeing, some of the work you've done in the city of Worcester with some of the more high profile stuff that happens over there. So again, very impressive. I'm sure your partner in crime from Pardon the Pun is also fantastic as well. And again, make a motion to appoint the law office of Robert Hennigan.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
No, I agree with Bill, as far as his credentials are fantastic. As far as, his hourly rate, that's pretty much right in check with what Cosgrove wants.
Yeah. I'd love to meet Adam at some point though too.
I mean,
But we'd love to meet Adam at some
sure.
point too.
Oh, yeah. I would have brought him. I should have. I'm
Yeah, of
sorry.
course.
I didn't think of it.
How do you divide that work up between you and Adam?
Stuff I don't know, I give to Adam.
If we invite you to a meeting and you're busy,
Absent, might not be available. I would.
yeah,
My role, I think, in the town of Auburn has been, I don't think Adam's ever attended a meeting. He's certainly familiar with all the people involved. But I like to be the person that you see, and I like to be the person at meetings if you want me there. So,
well, you've got a little bit of a learning curve with us. We're not too difficult to get along with.
okay.
But like everybody else, we run into people that are a little difficult to get along with, so that's why we need it.
He's a former city councilor. Believe me, he was part of the difficult.
Oh, it's great to meet you. Looking
Very
forward
nice
to working
meeting
with
you.
you.
Bob.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Welcome, Mr. Hennigan.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Well,
Hopefully you are I too.
Barbara, I shook everybody's hand, but I just wanted to shake your hand. and say
Oh,
Have
absolutely.
a good- Thank you. Nice
Pleasure.
meeting you. Yeah,
Thank
take
you,
care.
you too.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
I saw when I heard that was Mary.
Don't
The
trust
first
me.
person I said, I gotta meet her.
Keep Mary happy. That's my always.
oh, yeah. Oh,
Thank you all. Take
Thank
care.
you.
So our next appointment is for the Old Home Day Committee. Attached is a town bank form from Lonnie Howard, seeking to be appointed to the Old Home Day Committee. Her term expiration date will be June 30, 2025. I'd recommend the board make the appointment. So moved.
We have a second?
second,
have a motion,
absolutely,
a second.
absolutely.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
All right,
Unanimous.
I just wanted to say thank you for my wife. She's caring for little kids down at the church. And forgot this was gonna be tonight. We're very grateful. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Finally, we have appointments of traffic constable, special police officer, and per diem dispatcher. Police Chief Dowd is asking the board to appoint the following pending completion of background and onboarding HR paperwork. For traffic constables, John Frioli and Robert Kim. For special police officer, Matthew Guerini. And for per diem dispatcher, Lauren Wilson. I recommend the board make the appointments as requested.
Move to approve all.
We have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? No discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Thank you. So,
On to new business.
Also, we have an application for special alcoholic beverage license for the Barton Center Diabetes Education, Inc. Attached is an application submitted by the Barton Center for Diabetes Education, Inc. for a special alcoholic beverage license to be used on October 26, 2024, from 6:00 p.m. to 10:00 p.m. at Camp Johnson for the 20th annual auction fundraiser. The application has been reviewed and approved by the police chief, building commissioner, and fire department. Per the board's policy, if a special alcoholic beverage license is approved, the dates on the license should be for the day before the event to allow for the alcohol to be delivered, the day of the event, and the day after the event to allow alcohol also to be picked up. And the recommended motion is included in your package.
Sounds like a fantastic event for a fantastic organization. Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the special alcoholic beverage license as submitted by the Barton Center for Diabetes Education, Inc., with the dates on the license to be October 25th, 2024 through October 27th, 2024.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I second.
Motion and second, do we have any discussion?
Not at all.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Next, we have the asphalt milling and removal bid award. Bids for the asphalt milling and removal were received and opened on June 18th, 2024. 4 bids were received. DPW Superintendent Nick Peel is recommending the asphalt milling and removal also be included at $2.74 a square yard to mass broken stone. I'd recommend the board approve the bid as requested.
Mr. Chairman, one question for you.
Yes.
Andrew, do you remember what it was last year?
This is actually the first time that we've gone out to bid for
Oh.
milling.
That would explain last night?
So, or at least in quite a while.
Yeah.
We had some of the paving contractors out to look at Masonic Home Road, and they were saying, well, it would best be suited to do a mill and repave versus anything else. So that's why we decided to go out to bid.
I was on the ball. That being said, make the motion to approve of it.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and second, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
Right, and the FY 25 fuel procurement award. Sheldon participated in the FY 25 regional fuel procurement program through CMRPC. Prices were solicited for gas, diesel, heating oil, and propane with a guaranteed markup price that will be added to a base price. Quotes submitted are as follows. For heating oil, Sheldon Oil was the bidder at 50 cents over the global market per gallon, which was the same vendor markup as last year. For propane, Sheldon Oil as well, 40 cents over Selkirk market per gallon, which was also the same markup as last year. For unleaded gas, Dennis K. Burke Inc. with a markup per gallon of 49.436 cents over the NYMEX rate. Last year, that rate was 85 cents over the NYMEX market. And for diesel, also Dennis K. Burke, market per gallon of 51.629 cents over the NYMEX rate. Winter blend being the same. Last year, the vendor price was 85 cents.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we enter the contracts with all 4 vendors, or 3 vendors, I'm sorry, actually 2 vendors.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, any discussion?
Yeah, I've got a couple of questions. So Andrew, how many, I mean, these are the same vendors and that's fine. How many bids do we receive? Are they just know the price?
So the lowest bid that is received is recommended through CMRPC out to the regions that they bid on. So they're essentially, they're bidding on multiple towns.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, almost like the data aggregation, but when we think around overall synergies and economies of scale, this is one of the examples.
yeah. Good.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous. Do the TA's report?
All right, so Main Street sidewalks. The Main Street sidewalk project has officially kicked off. So AFA Amarillo has started with the cross-country connection that's going to be connecting the outside Memorial Field between Charlton Elementary School with the library. Work is starting on the phased removal of the existing sidewalk, so they just started the saw cutting, so there'll be some construction work going on over the next few weeks, and some traffic impacts over that time, so be prepared for that. Metered Field, the work on Metered Field 88 project began on June 16th. The site work contract is on track to be completed the week of July 22nd. So far, there's been significant work. We're regrading at the site, and that the old snack shack has already been removed. Once the site work are complete, and the new snack shack will be built on site, so that one is moving along pretty quick. congratulations to the CERT team on their $5,000 CCMPG grant award through MEMA. This is a very valuable grant that they look for each year. And also just want to recognize their work manning the cooling shelter on June 19th. Number 2, schoolhouse. So the town of Charlton was awarded a $50,000 project grant for restoration of the Northside School. This grant's a 50-50 match from funds that we had allocated last October for this grant. These grants have a very tight time schedule for the scope of work, so we're going to be diving right into the grant work, but just want to thank Kara for all of her work in pulling this grant opportunity together, and it was the second time that we've gone after this one.
That's huge, Jay. Very well done, Karen.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're a little less than a month out, so just want to send a reminder that Charlton Takeover Day at Polar Park is Friday, August 2nd. So we get to see all Charlton residents back to the stadium that night. Yes.
June, are we doing, the employee appreciation?
We still have to coordinate.
Because that was the same day as the Charlton Day.
We had them, but this year, the Charlton Day at Polar Park is on Friday, so.
All right, let's
Oh,
talk
we
about
already
it.
have
I don't know if you want to talk about that off.
Yeah, let's talk about that. I still want to do it though.
We have a public hearing now.
Attached will find a request from National Grid and Verizon Illinois Inc. requesting permission to install 1 joint-owned pole and removal of 2 joint-owned poles on the Sonic Home Road. Also attached is the notice that was sent to the abutters. This request has been forwarded and approved by both the police chief and DPW superintendent. No comments or concerns have been received. The chairman should open the public hearing by reading the notice as sent to the abutters, and I recommend the board approve the request. Also, if there's anybody here from National Grid or Verizon on the attendees list, please just write down the comments. I can get them.
I'm reading the public hearing notice that was sent on June 13th, 2024. The Charlton Board of Selectmen will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, July 9th, 2024 at 6:45 in Meeting Room 1, 37 Main Street, Charlton, Mass. 01507. And the Zoom webinar address is listed. To act on the request from National Grid and Verizon, New England seeking permission to locate poles, wires, and fixtures, including the necessary sustaining and protecting fixtures along and across the following public ways. Sonic Home Road, National Grid to install 1 joint-owned pole and remove 2 joint-owned poles on Sonic Home Road, beginning at the point approximately 548 feet east of the center line of the intersection of Sonic Home Road and Trolley Crossing Road. Installing a new P16 50-foot from existing P17 and existing P16 to be removed. Anyone wishing to be heard on this matter should appear on the date and time specified or submit concerns if needed.
Well done, Mr. Chairman.
All right, is there anyone here to speak on this matter?
Here, Robert Williams from National Grid.
Mr. Williams, thanks for coming as always. We appreciate it.
I'm hearing no questions, so I move to close the
Yeah.
public hearing.
Yeah, motion to close the public hearing.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, with your approval, I would make the motion to approve the request.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous.
Thanks, Mr. Williams.
Attached will find an update from ACO Emily Sears on the current status of Puka, who has been the subject of a dog hearing on November 14th, 2023. Puka has been in the care and custody of animal control since the dog was surrendered to the town. ACO Sears is here to provide a further update and answer any questions from the board.
All right, so, Puka is still in my care. And, maybe to some disbelief, he is a great dog. who was done wrong by his owner that put him in a position where his dog's selectiveness was shown. He's not shown any aggression towards humans as he has had a few people, handle him to properly care for him in his time with us. Focus and community donations have been providing his food and care. I'm reaching out to all rescuers and all avenues to see if anybody would be willing to take him. I am having a trainer come out and do an eval on him for anyone or any rescue who wishes to transfer him into their care. That way they'll have a professional assessment on him and his behaviors. If Puka is transferred out of Massachusetts, then he does not need to be deemed a dangerous dog. But if he is to be adopted out or transferred in Massachusetts, he will still need to follow the orders that were set forth on him. I know that Puka can't live in a kennel forever, so I'm asking that the board give me until the end of July to find a home for Puka before making the decision to humanely euthanize him.
Mr. Chairman, for you.
Yes.
So I know it's difficult to take care of a dog like this, but I'm in no rush to carry out any draconian measures. So is that July you're asking us to wait until then, or can we go even longer than I suppose that's what I'm getting at?
I would like that.
Yeah.
I'm going on maternity leave in October, so I'm
By the way,
hoping
congratulations.
the latest it would be October. I don't know if Chief has anything to say about this or anything. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't completely agree.
No.
It's unfortunate, but we've got to come up with a timeframe. We can't go down this path of becoming caregivers forever. I mean, the dog was deemed, saw the videos, you saw the complaints. I don't know if there's any shelter in Massachusetts that wants a dog in, really, is there?
I haven't been able to spend as much time on it as I would like.
I thought we were searching nationally now.
We are searching.
So at some point, we've got to pull the plug on this. And I like dogs, I'm a dog lover, but at some point, there's got to be a resolution.
Can we give this till October 1st?
I would just say get an update at our next meeting, August 13th, and then we can.
The reason I'm reaching out,
You're asking till the end of July. Was there a previous date set?
I don't know if you recall this was the incident where receiving videos from a woman.
No, I remember the whole, I remember the whole.
You know, the dog owner at the time, it's not that the dog is vicious towards people, but it's vicious
Towards
towards
dogs.
other animals at this point in time. It's an older dog, it's not a puppy, I don't know that behavior is gonna change. You certainly couldn't put in a position where it goes with another dog, gets into a dog fight, a child's now involved and bitten as a result of it, so at some point, we've gotta have a date and say, hey, whether it's October, or whether it's the end of July, I don't wanna split hairs. So there's gotta be a finite time, because I don't think it's any good for the dogs either to be housed like that in a kennel. By the way, in Oxford at this point in time, I mean, all the issues we've got until we get some improvements there, so it has outdoor access and things like that. But at some point,
So he's at the Oxford Town Office?
yeah, he was housed there because they have an outside run, and I don't in Charlton. And then at one point, we had the owner trying to get the dog back, so we were hiding him essentially. And then now he's kind of just stayed there because he had the outside run. And I actually have 3 other dogs at the kennel right now. And the only reason I was reaching out to other states was because he doesn't have to be deemed dangerous in those states, and you know, once he's transferred, it's their problem. But that's the reason I was reaching out to any other state.
How does he react now with other dogs?
We don't really put them any, you know, with other dogs. He does come face to face with like chain link fence, and he hasn't reacted that way, but you know, we don't take that chance, obviously.
Yeah, Pete, I'm fine waiting till August. And
I mean, I'm
then-
fine either way.
Yeah,
We wanna-
I mean, why don't we continue till August? So definitely not end of July. Let's say we will reconvene, I'll make a motion that we readdress this come August, and then we'll figure out kind of where we stand at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I,
if that works for you all.
I
So,
I don't, just right out of the gate, I don't think waiting until October does anything.
yeah, me neither. But
That's-
that would be like the latest, obviously.
You just want to put it on the agenda for.
Until August, cool.
Well, August.
13th.
Okay, 13th. Okay.
Yeah, if you're around, send an update, we'll figure it out.
just for a historical perspective, this dog was deemed dangerous in Spencer.
Yeah.
And they moved to town, we had to get lawyers involved, all kinds of issues. And here it is again, repeating the same behavior. So that's why I say at some point, we have to make a decision.
Oh, no, Chief, Pete, through you, I agree with you, I just don't want to use something arbitrary.
I'm not as heartless as you're making out. I'm okay, but at some point, somebody's got to say,
No,
come up with a time frame.
Yeah.
no, I agree, I just don't want to have like an arbitrary date, end of July, that's not necessary unless it's necessary, and it's not, so that's what I said, October
Every
first
day
latest.
we have them around, it's gonna be harder for Emily.
So we'll just reassess in August. Thanks, Emma. How you
All right, we didn't have any old business, we don't have any Board of Selectmen policy review, any other business unknown at time of posting.
feeling? Only the Chief is harmless.
And we're gonna do the best we can to publicize this. Right, we're gonna put it out every show, library on the place website, yeah.
I just have a question, just housekeeping question, as far as back when we had that joint meeting, we talked about,
So, Steve, which joint meeting?
huh?
Which joint meeting?
The joint meeting with the all boards meeting.
Oh, the horse meeting, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about, there was discussion from the, what's the name of the
White
group?
paper?
Huh?
White paper?
No, the name of the group, the Charlton,
This is the one?
no, they spoke to us about, what is it, the whole group that get together and talks about
From the.
if they can make the town better.
The government study.
Government study. Right, Jesus. And there was discussion about possibly making the town clerk.
Yes, town clerk, town constable, there's a couple things in there, yeah.
Yeah, an appointed position rather than elected position. And there was a vote taken that night to do a study on that, and I'm just wondering where we are on that study. Because if we wait until December or February, or we miss a couple of steps, we're not gonna get there.
Be through you. Yeah, so I remember that meeting, and I don't necessarily know if it was a formal study. I think it was going to be put on the agenda for our own internal discussion, because Pete, remind me, I think there was some concerns, for lack of a better word, around the necessary qualifications, what responsibilities would they have, how would they be graded, measured, et cetera. So I think when Pete first got nominated to chair, that was one of the things that we said that we were going to come forth in the next few months. Does that sound right?
Yeah, yeah, we
Yeah.
definitely have to put that as an agenda item for
Yeah.
discussion.
Yeah, I'd recommend that when we start back up with our fall schedule in September, because that should give us enough time to, if we decide to pursue it, to hit the May town meeting's warrant closure in the early spring.
And do we have any idea what the steps are that are involved on the state, any pre-work we need to do?
As far as pre-work, I mean, I think it's just a matter of how you structure the position as appointed, and then whether or not you need a legislative approval. I think that's kind of the only question
Yeah,
mark,
that's
is
still,
whether or not you can just do it by town meeting vote, or if you need the legislative approval to.
We need to do it before or after?
Any legislative approval would be following a town vote, but considering it's elected position, you'll probably also need a ballot question. So that's why, if you have a ballot in a town meeting, you also need to have legislative approval. That's kind of the question. Now we have new town council on board, we can leverage his expertise.
This group's approval first before you even.
Correct, exactly. What's that?
I said we need this group's approval first before we even move. There's no guarantee that's gonna pass the selectmen's vote.
correct. Because I think it was 3-2 last time against, for putting on in May, with the assumption that we were going to reconsider this fall.
Okay.
So September.
Yeah.
And actually, Chair, through you, the other thing I know that we want to discuss, we got at the town council was the select board language. So just something else for the fall.
All Right, moving on, we have our next regularly scheduled meeting slated for August 13th, 2024.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Nice job, everybody.